Did you know that you can run Android apps on your Sony camera? Hey guys, I found this pretty interesting and cool, and I hope you do too. As you saw, I can install Android apps on my A6500 camera. This should actually work on any A6000 series cameras or A7 series cameras. However, I'm pretty sure it won't work on the A7R3 and the A9. I'm also not sure about the RX10 and the RX100 series. If you try it out, let me know how it goes. Also, if you try this out with any Android app and you have success or not success, failure, please put that in the comments below. I'd love to compile a list of apps that work well on Sony cameras. And also, I will be asking you later for some help troubleshooting some internet issues. So, let's get into how to install. In order to install Android apps on your Sony camera, you'll need to use something called the OpenMemories App Store. You can find it from this website. I will include a link in the description below. First, I'd like to hurry and include a thanks to MA1CO. He is the creator of this entire project, and without him, none of this would be possible. So, a very big thank you to you. Also, if you ever have any issues with anything that we're going to go over in just a second, this is where you would actually let the developer know about those. You can go click on issue here. You can submit an issue to him. So back on the main page, we will want to install something called PMCA GUI. The link is right here. I found that on my machine, this latest version 16 actually doesn't work well. I'm on the latest version of Mac OS, and I think there's still some bugs to be worked out, but luckily I know that version 15 works well. If you do want to install a previous version, you can just click on Releases and then scroll down to whatever version you'd like. I think 15 works awesome on Mac. On Windows, hopefully 16 is working great. Anyways, you'll just install whatever file you need for your system. Since I'm on a Mac, I will download this DMG. If you were on Windows, you would do the .exe installer. Then I open up that downloaded file, and here is the app itself. When I try to open up the app, my operating system complains at me, and I just have to tell it that I trust this app. And I do trust this app. I have no reason to believe there's any malware or any virus of any sort in here. If you have any doubts yourself, go ahead and peruse the code. It's all available freely online, so you can see exactly what code creates this app. Once we have this app open, what you'll want to do is turn on your camera and connect it via USB to your computer. You'll want to make sure that your camera is in MTP mode. I've tried in auto or mass storage and I've had issues with each. But once you're connected and your camera is on MTP mode, you can click this Get Camera Info button just to make sure everything is hooked up. We see here that I have my Alpha 6500 connected and I have firmware 1.04. And for certain lenses, it'll even show you the firmware of the lens. I have a Sigma lens on and it shows me the firmware of that lens. Now we'll want to go to Install App, and you can actually install any APK, which is an Android installer app, if you have it on your computer. But what we want to do right now is install this App Store app, which will allow us to install any APK from our camera. So once we've selected App Store, we just click Install Selected App, and it downloads the APK, and it sends it over to the camera. And then on the camera, it installs it. And this is a pretty fast process. Once it's installed, this tells you that it's successfully completed, and that's all you need to do on the computer. On your camera, you can see that it says it's still connected via USB, and you can disconnect. Once you've disconnected, if you go into your applications list, you will now see a new app called OpenMemories App Store. If you go in there, Also, make sure you are on Wi-Fi so that it has internet access. But once you go in there, you'll see a list of a handful of apps that you can install. But if you click over to the right, there's more apps, and you can search for any app that is on APK Pure. So for example, if I want to install Flappy Bird, we type that in. Also, if you are on a camera that has touch enabled, this keyboard actually will allow you to do touch. I find it much faster than using the scroll wheel, but for most cameras you won't have an option, so you'll just have to use that scroll wheel. Once you have typed it out, you still have to hit the magnifying glass and hit your center button. It will search APK Pure for anything that it can related to your search field, and then you can actually just go through any of these and install whatever app you would like. So if I go to this one and I hit the center button, it tells me about the app a little. If you're interested, you can go online to APK Pure and view more info about the app, but then you can just hit center button again and install. It downloads as fast or as slow as it would on your cell phone connected to the same network. And then it installs relatively quick as well. You can see that it was successfully installed. We can view details if we'd like. It shows us the icon. If you hit the menu button, it shows down here, menu takes you back. Trash icon will delete the app. So let's go back, and now we are back to our normal Sony settings. Let's click on application list, and there you see Flappy Bird in my applications. And if I click on it, it takes me into the app. Hey guys, this video is turning out to be longer than I expected, so I'm actually going to break it into two parts. In part 2, I'm going to go over some troubleshooting tips and how to uninstall the apps that you've installed. So see you there, hopefully.